This video will be about 3D printing with the Dremel 3D45 printer. One of the first things you will want to do is download the Dremel Digilab app, which is free on the web. Today, we will go about the process of taking a model from a 3D modeling software, such as SketchUp, into the printer to make it physical. Let's jump right into it.
So what you first want to do is check for any updates in the printer. If you need to change any filament, you can follow this process.
So I have a model open in SketchUp's free web app, and there are a few things we want to do to prepare to get it into our 3D slicer. First, I'm going to make sure that my model units are set to millimeters, and then I'm going to download it as an STL file. And typically you can also download it as an OBJ file, but the SketchUp web app does not offer it. So now that we have that downloaded, I'm going to navigate to our 3D slicer. What we're using is Dremel's Digilab 3D Slicer. It is free and downloadable from the web. And to give you a quick rundown of the layout, at the top right here, you can set the printer you are using. In this case, we are using the Dremel 3D45. You can also add a printer and set it to the product that you have. You can set the material that you are using. In this case, we are using PLA. And you can set the profile, which allows you to set the quality that you're printing at. There is a print setup tab here, which we will use soon. First, what we're going to do is load our exported model into our slicer. And as you can see, it's quite large, and that's because it's not scaled yet. So we're going to have to do that. We're going to click on our model, and on the left bar here, we are given a few options to move, scale, and mirror our geometry. And we want to use the scale button and bring it down to a printable scale. In this case, I'm thinking an architectural scaled model at 1/64th scale. We're going to have to do a little bit of math because we're going to have to set a percentage here. But essentially, it is 1/64 divided by 12 to convert it into inches. And that gets us on the percentage scale 0.13. So I'm going to change that to 0.13. I'm going to zoom into my model. And on my print bed, it's showing that it's at the center. It's looking good. And now we can check our print setup. You can adjust some print presets here. One thing we'll want to pay attention to is infill. And what infill does is it takes your model, and it fills it with this waffle type of layer, which we'll see later. And this infill density allows you to manipulate how dense that waffle is. The material settings here, you don't have to play with much. The speed as well, I wouldn't touch. Cooling, it's already enabled. And if you do have any cantilevers or openings, I would recommend turning on supports. So now that we have that ready, we're going to press this prepare button. And what it does is it converts our model into printable layers. At the bottom right here, you can see the amount of time it will take and also the amount of filament it will use. In this case, it's 4 grams, which is super, super tiny. In this view mode button, we can click on it and check the layers to see how it's going to print. And if we navigate to this slider here, we can see each individual layer as it goes up and down. You want to make sure that it's in a printable state and it's not having any issues. This model is an example of a really good, clean and tight one that will print well. So now that we're ready, we're going to click Save to File. It's going to save as a G-code file, which we will then load into our printer with a flash drive. So you want to have a flash drive ready. I'll save it in my downloads folder for now, load it into a flash drive, and we'll take it to the printer.
Before printing, what you're going to do is apply a layer of glue on the build plate. You can then insert your USB drive, select build, and then select your file and print. And this is how it turns out. You can clean off the extra filament and you can take off the build plate, clean it with water. This is a final product. Thank you for watching.